Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Corinne, K to the J, Korin.Jones. So today I'm trying the new, well, I don't know if they're new, but I'm trying the E.l.f. foundations. I got the shades Linen and Cashew. So today I'm trying the new E.l.f. foundations. Well, they're new to me. I got Linen and Cashew. These are the two that looked closest to my skin tone. They didn't have a bunch of options in Ulta. They only had a few. I got a concealer that I'm also going to be trying. I got a new setting spray that I'm also going to be trying. Primer, as well as a beauty sponge. The foundation is $6, and I know that my Milani foundation that I usually use, the Conceal Perfect, I know that it's $9 or like $9.99. We're gonna see if this compares at all to my Conceal Perfect. And the sculpting sponges, or the total face sponges, they're $4. And compared to a $12 Real Technique sponge or a almost $30 Beauty Blender sponge, that's not bad. I just have a fresh face, so I don't have any moisturizer or anything on. I'm just going to use some Rose Gold Elixir because I'm kind of dry right now. I've been really dry lately, but my nose area right now is extra dry. This sponge actually feels really nice. It feels pretty high quality for $4. What is on my finger? It doesn't smell weird, like dye or anything. But the color's so cute. I don't have any other ones that are this color. I have some pink ones, but they're not purple like this. So I just got it wet and I like to squeeze everything out and then kind of squeeze it in a towel. And it's pretty large and in charge. Like, usually like a sponge will kind of shrink after you squeeze the water out, but this one stayed really big. So I'm not gonna use it right this second. I'm going to let it sit for a second while I prime my face, but I'm going to try their Poreless Face Primer. They had a bunch of different kinds of primers, but I always gravitate towards poreless ones or pore minimizing primers just because I don't have really large pores, but I like the pore minimizing ones because I feel like it creates a perfect canvas for your foundation. At Ulta, it says this was $10. It was $9.51. I think that was with my discount, but this is about $10. And it's how many ounces? It's 1 fluid ounce, 30 milliliters, 1.01 fluid ounces. So it's about 1 ounce. I'm gonna just use a pump of this and see what it's all about. Whoa, 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 whoa. I mixed everything. I don't know why I didn't mix it. So this is kind of what it looks like. It looks like jizz. I mixed it, but maybe it doesn't really feel like what most pore minimizing primers feel like. They feel like greasy, and then you kind of rub it in and then it feels a little bit better. This feels like lotion and it smells like lotion. Tea tree, it says it's got tea tree oil in it. And I can kind of smell that, I mean a little bit. But we'll just get that everywhere. Yeah, it does feel greasy now that it's on my hands. It feels a little bit more greasy. So we'll do the face and then I'll do my eyes off camera and then we'll come back and see if it lasted. Cause it takes me about an hour to do my eyes. So we'll come back and see if it lasted. It's kind of settling in. It's taking a little bit longer to settle in, but I don't know if that's just because I should have mixed it a little bit more before I tried it. On the pore minimizing front, I don't know if it really minimized my pores. I can still kind of see them under my eyes. My forehead looks good, but my nose and like my lip, under my lip, or like above my lip, looks the same. I'm gonna color correct really quick. So now my primer, yeah, my primer is pretty dried. So now we're gonna see which foundation shade's the best. I'm gonna shake them both up really good. Oh, shit. So here's my Milani Sand Beige. That's Linen. So this is Linen, Sand Beige, and Cashew. They're both a little on the lighter side, but we might be able to make cashew work. Linen's a little orange. I think we could mix it with one of these in the foundation palettes to get the perfect shade with cashew. Okay, so I'm going to use cashew, and I'm just going to use a pump on a foundation brush, and then I'm going to mix it with one of the darker shades in this foundation palette. I used 2 pumps. Those are 2 little pumps, 2 little rabbit poops. Let me get one more pump. There we go. That was 1 pump. I feel like it's turned to the off side or something. Oh my god. Okay, and then I'm going to dip into this foundation palette. I'm going to go into this shade right here and add it to cashew. Okay, and I'm going to take this big ass sponge, it's still really big, and mix the 2 shades together. This sponge is doing a pretty good job of not picking up a lot of product, and the foundation actually looks pretty good, especially since that foundation palette that I have is kind of old. But that was like 2 pumps on my face mixed with that darker tone in the foundation palette, and it looks not too bad. And let's see what this concealer is all about. So I got the concealer in medium sand. They didn't have a lot of options for the darker skin tones or olive skin tones. I'm more olive, but they didn't really have a lot of options, and this looks really light already. I can just see. So we'll see. I might have to mix it again with a darker tone. Yeah, this looks insanely light, but it does have a pretty big applicator. But yeah, it might be pretty light. Yeah, that's really light. So we'll just use a little bit. This one honestly looked closest to what I would be from the picture they had. So let's see what it blends out like. A little bit might be okay. We're gonna be really bright. It doesn't look too bad. It's not very full coverage. It's actually really light coverage. It says 16-hour Camo Concealer. Camouflage those pesky spots and under eye circles with this high coverage, crease resistant 16-hour wear concealer. I'm not sure if it's high coverage. I did only use a little bit because it's not really my shade, but I don't know if it's high coverage. That might be pushing. We'll try a little bit more, and then a little bit on the bridge. And it is, I know it's really bright, but I want to see if it's really full coverage, super coverage like it says. It's not too bad actually with a second layer, and it is buildable. It didn't move or anything when I added that second layer, but to say it's super full coverage, it's kind of pushing it, I think. I should have got a contour shade, but I'm just going to use this foundation palette. I'm going to go into these darker tones at the bottom. Probably this one actually. I'm going to go into the 2 bottom ones actually. These 2. I'm going to mix these 2 up and contour with them. Okay. And then I'm just going to blend it out with the same sponge. Okay, so that doesn't look too bad, but it is not the same face that I would get from my Milani and my Too Faced. My highlight is really bright, so I'm gonna set really quick. Okay, so I have my brows done. Now I'm gonna contour. Actually, I'm gonna brush everything off. Actually, no. Yeah, I'm gonna brush everything off really fast. This is all the bake that we had bacon. And then I'm gonna go into this E.l.f. bronzing palette. So this is, I think this was the darkest one. This is Bronze Beauty. I don't know if it's the darkest one, but it might be it was the darkest one at the time when I got it. So I'm gonna use this bottom shade actually, because the other two have shimmers in it. These two are the ones that are the matte toned. Okay, now I'm gonna go into a blush palette. So this is also an e.l.f. 4-quad blush palette. If you can see by the design, this one's a little bit older. I'm gonna mix these two together, the plum and the peach with the gold shimmers in it. I'm gonna mix those two together. Whoa. That is dark. Yeah, so that's pretty bright still. So I'm gonna do my eyes really quick off camera, and then we'll come back and finish the face, and we'll see if it lasted through doing my eyes. Okay, so I did my eyes, and my foundation looks really good. I had fallout and I wiped it off, and it still looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and finish my face. I'm gonna use the baked highlighter that we used, but this is in Blush Gems. And I put it actually in my inner corner, if you can see. I'm going to give my face a spritz of the setting spray that I got from e.l.f. This is their Matte Magic Mist and Fix. I'm going to spray my face, and then before we... Hold on, let me shake it up. Ooh. So that comes out in a pretty nice mist. It wasn't too straightforward. It was actually pretty nice. And then I'm gonna just sponge it into my face so that everything kind of sits nice. I'm gonna use this Morphe R40, just kind of like a really big brush, and I'm just gonna dip right in. I'm not gonna wet my brush or wet my face before. My face kind of dried already. So that's a little bit of a glow. But I like my highlight to be beaming, so I'm going to spray my face with some... Let me try this less dense brush. I'm going to go ahead and use their gloss now. I got the shade Champagne Glam. It's just one of their plumping lip glosses. It smells good. So this is a finished look. My foundation stayed pretty nicely throughout my eye process. It looks good now. My color actually isn't too off, but we'll see when we go outside if it's really bad. Other than that, I kind of like this foundation. I'm not really getting a lot of creasing in my cheek smile line area, but yeah, it looks pretty good, pretty solid. I have no complaints other than maybe the color range. At Ulta, I should probably go online and try to find a better color range, but other than that, it looks pretty nice for a, what was it, $6 foundation. I don't know if I'll incorporate it in my everyday. I really am in love with my Milani Conceal Perfect, but it's definitely not bad. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, this little mini review on my new e.l.f. products. If you tried the e.l.f. foundation and you have a perfect shade that you love, comment below. Let me know what you think of the e.l.f. foundation and concealers. I definitely want to get some different shades because this is really light. But it looks pretty good. The concealer looks good. The foundation looks good. It feels good. I didn't get any burning or anything. And this gloss looks pretty. If you enjoyed this little video, give it a thumbs up for sure. And if you didn't, then just thank you for joining me again. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace and love.